أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Zed Ali Al-Sagaf and welcome to Habib AI series. Today is episode 7 and today we're going to talk about conversational AI for deeper learning. In other words, we're going to talk about voice chats that are enabled by AI to do the most amazing things. So let's get started. But before we go into the AI voice chat, let's look at two aspects in terms of audio recording that you have in most chatbots today. One is voice input. In other words, that is speech to text. Okay, how to use it I will show you now, but the tips for using it is when you want to have, you can brainstorm draft emails just by talking to your chatbot, and it can capture it in terms of text and convert it and make it nice, especially if you're talking about an email and ideas and so on. And you can practice monologues through your podcast. You can actually do that. You can practice them here with recording your voice and then converting it to text. Or you can do journaling, talk about your ideas loud, and it captures it into text. And then it can refine it, which is amazing. The second aspect is voice output, is basically text to speech. How to use it, we will show you, but it's straightforward. So for example, you have generated an article or a report or something, and you're driving and you just want to hear from it, you can actually, instead of reading it, you can just click on the read out loud button, and while you're driving you can listen to the report or and other aspects that you have captured in text format. You can learn languages, you can listen to the pronunciation of words if you have captured different languages and so on. Or you can do storytelling podcasts, read a script. So you can read a script that you already have in a podcast or a storytelling that you've captured. So these are some of the things that you can do, and I will show you now in ChatGPT. Okay, now we're in ChatGPT interface. And you can see here, here's the function. You can ask anything, right? So here you have the different functions. This is dictate. This is the audio recording button. So you capture. So here, now I'm just capturing my voice. It can be somebody else's voice. You're in a lecture hall or you're in a majlis and you hear the ustaz talking. You can just capture it by clicking that. Once you finish, you click this. Done. Okay, it's done. And now it's processing the thing and then it will upload. So what it will look like is, it will look something like this. It depends on how much you capture. You can see this is captured. This is in Bahasa Malaysia. So what is beautiful about this when you capture it inside ChatGPT, because you have all the tools you can do outside ChatGPT. But what you can do directly is you can have a prompt. So here I say, once you have uploaded the dictation of the Malay, I want you to translate this Malay into English and write it in article format. So once he has said all this, I click a button and then it creates an article of what he said, of the storytelling. So this is an article created based on what he said, including takeaways, 396 words. So it's up to you. You can set how many words you want, but I just saw less than 400 and I managed to do the whole article within 396 words. So this is the power of not just recording the audio, but doing something with the audio. It can be in the same language or it can be in, in a different language. Besides voice input, which is record audio, which we saw just down here, you also have a feature to read out loud any text that's in ChatGPT, which is a feature you can see down here, this one, read aloud. So for example, I have produced this article based on what the Malay has said, translated it into an article. I want to listen to it now because I'm driving, I cannot read it. So I can just click that button, read out loud.
Article 15, the Prophet's Counsel of Mercy and Clarity. When Sayyidina Mu'az bin Jabal and Sayyidina Abu Musa al-Ash'ari were appointed to go to Yemen, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, gave them a profound instruction. Yasira wa la tu'asira.
Okay, so you can listen to that, and you can listen to anything, even if you have prepared reports, you have no time to read it, or you don't like to read, just fall asleep, but you can just listen to it, which is really useful. So you have two features, voice input and voice output. This one I think is in most of the chatbots as far as I know. Maybe not all in the free version, but definitely in the commercial one if that's an issue. Okay, here are 5 smart steps to get the best out of your audio recording. Okay, number 1 is to be clear and purposeful. Think before speaking, pause between points, and speak naturally for better transcription. That's if you're recording, and also those you're recording. Both the same applies the same thing. Ensure a good audio environment. That might be easy if you're recording your own voice, but that might be a challenge if you're recording somebody else's voice, especially if you're in a lecture hall or you're in a majlis and you have found a place to sit down and you're looking for the mic so you can record what the ustaz or the teacher is saying. Number 3, structure your message. Use basic outline, intro, key points, conclusion, number your ideas. This is of course if you want to get a good recording and produce later good material. Number 4, use audio for the right purpose. Yes, and it's great for complex questions, brainstorming, storytelling, getting feedback, and converting speech to text. And number 5, some post-recording tips. Review transcriptions, give follow-up prompts, example, summarize it, break long messages into parts. Say that you've captured a whole lecture. Now, I think ChatGPT limits only to 10 minutes per session, but there's ways to work around it. But just say that you've captured the whole lecture. What you can do now is, after that is, you can just say, maybe it's about a few thousand words, you just say, please summarize this into 5 key points or 10 key points, or just summarize it. You get the summary, and then you can ask him to create also an infographic from that. So you can see how the iteration and the improvement can become just from recording the audio. This is just some examples how to get the best out of your audio recording. Okay, that's about voice recording, voice input, and voice output. Now we're going to talk about something more interesting, which is the AI voice chat or conversational AI, history of AI, or history of Siri and AI voice chat. Okay, this is an infographic I created. So you can see it's not something new actually. Anybody that's used Siri, it started a long time ago. Actually, the prototype of Siri was way back in 2007, and Apple acquired actually Siri in 2010, which is very interesting. And then in 2011, Siri is launched as a built-in feature of the iPhone 4S, marking the first mass market voice assistant. Okay, well, I'm not going to go into details here, but at that time it was, anybody that used Siri got so many issues. Although it was fun, you can only do so much, and it evolved and evolved. And you can see when you go back to 2012, Google launched Google Now, and then Microsoft Cortana in 2014, Amazon Alexa in 2014. So now they're starting to improve these AI voice chats, and so on. Google Assistant in 2016. Further, but the real thing happens in 2017 when you have natural language processing, more advanced to improve the understanding and conversation. Begins using, so they've now been using NLP, which is natural language processing in this context, and this is when Siri gets more advanced, and that means the rise, what you call, of conversational AI. OpenAI releases ChatGPT in 2022, and then it's text-based first, but the conversational one in 2023. ChatGPT gains voice input and output features with Whisper speech-to-text speech models. Okay, we're not going to go into deep depth, but what is interesting, it's happening now. 2024 and 2025, the conversations become more human, and I'm going to show you now after this some examples of how powerful it is, these tools, and many of them have already this what do you call it, inbuilt AI voice chat. Some you have to use the commercial one, and some are also available on the free version. So let's explore that now. Now, what makes conversational AI or AI voice chat so powerful today, the current version, especially I just do ChatGPT and Gemini, those are the ones I know quite well. Number one, it's always available, 24/7, 365 days a year. It's always available. There's no human being in this world that can always be available, but ChatGPT can, as long as the system is up and the system is not down. Okay. It speaks basically, it speaks most language. I just say any language that we most learning any subject. Number 3, it knows all the subjects. Any subject matter you can think of that's on the internet, it has indexed and has learned and had learning models to master it. So it knows basically all subjects you can think of. This is very important. It can also simplify complexities. If there's any complex issues that you need answers to, for example, you need some mathematical problem, or algorithm problem, or issues, and you ask it about it, and it replies something that you don't understand, you can ask it back and say, please, I'm not an expert. Please explain to me as if I'm a beginner, or please explain to me as if I'm a 7-year-old, or please explain to me as if I'm a 50-year-old. You know, and it will try to simplify the complexity, and you can keep on asking, and you can try again and again to simplify the complexity using simpler words and so on instead of a lot of jargons. So this is very powerful in this generation of AI voice chat. And number 5, I mean, it's always positive. You know, no matter what you ask him, how ridiculous, especially ChatGPT, it will try to be positive to you. And it will, you encourage to ask more questions. It won't say, oh, please don't ask this question. Come on, I don't have time for this. Oh, please don't give me a headache. No, it will try to find ways to answer questions. Now, it might do mistakes, but it will try to answer the question, which is very important. We'll get back to mistakes later. But these are 5 things that makes conversational AI or AI voice chat so powerful that you have to question, how are we going to integrate this in society, and especially in education? What role would the teacher play when you have tools like this accessible to anyone in the world that has basically internet and a smartphone? Okay, let's start with ChatGPT and have an AI conversation with it on a topic.
Okay, let's go to ChatGPT. And now we're going to use this function that we have down here. This one is one special one to have this voice chat, AI voice chat. Let's go. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
Wa-alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm good, alhamdulillah. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. I want to ask you a special question. Assume that I'm a traveler. I'm traveling overseas and I'm musafir. Now, how do I shorten the prayers according to Shafi school?
Sure, in the Shafi'i school, if you're traveling a distance of at least about 81 kilometers, you can shorten your 4 rak'ah prayers like Dhuhr, Asr, and Isha to 2 rak'ahs. This is called Qasr. You can continue to shorten your prayers as long as you're considered a traveler.
Are there any major differences according to different madhab?
Yes, there are some differences among the madhahib. For example, in the Hanafi school, the minimum distance for being considered a traveller is about 88.5 kilometres, and you can shorten your prayers only if your stay is 15 days or less. In the Maliki and Hanbali schools, the distances are similar to Shafi'i, but they might differ slightly on how long you can shorten your prayers.
Okay, thank you very much. So now you can see after I have recorded, it also captures in text, which is very useful later. So this is basically it. And I can also read it out later if I want to read out. This is how we can use the voice chat in ChatGPT.
Okay, that was ChatGPT. Let's have a AI voice chat with Gemini.
Okay, let's go to Gemini and see how the AI voice chat is there. Okay, here we are. Let me just hide this. Okay, so you have the two buttons here, the recording button and then the magic AI voice chat button. So we click on there. Here we go. Hello? Okay.
Hi there. What can I help you with?
My first question is, I want to know about Einstein, Isaac Newton, and Ibn Sina and some of the major contributions in a short manner. Can you please share with me now?
Sure. Einstein's known for his theory of relativity, which changed how we think about space, time, gravity, and the universe. Newton's famous for his laws of motion and universal gravitation, and Ibn Sina, also known as Avicenna, made huge contributions to medicine and philosophy. He wrote the Canon of Medicine, which was used for centuries. Do you want to know more about a specific contribution from any of these figures?
Yeah, I want to know who influenced Ibn Sina to become such a great scholar.
That's a great question. Ibn Sina was influenced by many scholars and texts. Aristotle and other Greek thinkers played a big role, especially in logic and philosophy. He also drew inspiration from Islamic scholars who translated and built upon Greek knowledge. Would you like to hear more about a specific person or text that influenced Ibn Sina?
Later, but not for now. Thank you very much. Okay, that's Gemini. You can see here, it's just an example using Gemini.
Since we are at it, let's go for Grok.
Okay, let's try Grok. AI voice chat. Okay, you can see here. Let me just say, you can see down here, there's the button. Looks simple, so you can see, but here they have different assistants and different aspects, but I'm just going to start talking. Hello?
Hey, no problem at all. I'm here to help with whatever you're thinking about. What's on your mind?
I am curious to know, we talk about the Big Bang, but what happened actually before the Big Bang according to your understanding?
The question of what happened before the Big Bang is a tricky one, because our understanding of time and physics starts to break down at that point. Most cosmological models, like the standard Big Bang theory, suggest that time itself began with the Big Bang. So before might not even be a meaningful concept in the way we usually think of it. Some theories, like certain versions of string theory or cyclic universe models, propose that there could have been a pre-Big Bang state, maybe a contracting universe or a quantum fluctuation in a larger multiverse. But honestly, we don't have definitive evidence or a consensus on this yet. It's still very speculative. What do you think about it? Want to dive into any specific theory?
No, I want to understand if something happened before, if that's really the first thing, it cannot have a beginning or an end. It has to be like infinity. So how can you make sense of it without God?
You're grappling with some profound ideas here. And I love how you're wrestling with the concept of infinity and origins. If the Big Bang was the start of everything, time, space, matter, then yeah, it's hard to wrap our heads around what could have been before, or how something could just begin without a cause. The idea of infinity, where something has no beginning or end, can feel like a natural way to make sense of it all. And for many, that points to a concept like God, a timeless, uncaused cause. From a scientific angle, we hit a wall because our tools and equations don't reach beyond the Big Bang. Some physicists argue the universe might be self-contained, with no need for an external cause, like in certain quantum cosmology models, where the universe could
Okay, I'm
emerge
going
from
to
a
stop. Can
random...
you stop now, please? Now, this is one of the things... Okay, I'm going to stop now. This is one of the things I found Grok, or I like ChatGPT and other conversations, they kind of cut it short and then they build this like conversation. Here she goes on like giving a lecture, which is not so satisfying, but you can see here they provide the text. Okay, that is Grok.
Okay, we've tried ChatGPT, Gemini, and then we tried Grok. For the last one, we'll try Perplexity, the AI voice chat there. I would love to do Claude, but I don't have the commercial version, and it's only available on the commercial version. And I would love to try DeepSeek, but DeepSeek doesn't have any audio features or any special video features or image generation features. So it's quite... DeepSeek is very limited, except for text. But let's look at Perplexity.
Okay, let's explore Perplexity and looks at the AI voice chat. Okay, here, this is quite new, by the way. You can see down here. I'm going to press it. And here it goes. It looks a bit stylo. Hello.
Hello there. How can I help you today?
Ah, yes. I want to talk about Leonardo da Vinci. Now, everybody knows Mona Lisa, but I want to know what inspired this great artist and thinker to paint Mona Lisa. What was his inspiration behind Mona Lisa?
Leonardo da Vinci's inspiration for painting the Mona Lisa remains a subject of speculation and mystery. It's widely believed that the painting is a portrait of Lisa Gherardini, a woman from Florence, Italy. Her husband, Francesco del Giocondo, supposedly commissioned it. Da Vinci might have been inspired by the challenge of capturing her enigmatic expression, the beauty of the human form, and the opportunity to experiment with innovative techniques. The painting is renowned for its composition, use of light and shadow, and the mysterious smile of the subject.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is an example of using Perplexity's AI voice chat.
So what does all this mean, especially in the future? What does it mean to be a teacher, a lecturer? Is it just enough to impart knowledge, just to lecture? And I think these are the things where AI is going to dominate and be much more powerful than humans, having that knowledge and even being able to share that knowledge to other human beings and simplifying the complexity and so on. So of course we need to do these stuff, but as an academic or a trainer or as a lecturer, your role, the value of you just having that knowledge is not going to be that powerful. What's going to be powerful is your ability to motivate the students, to encourage the students, your ability to have emotional intelligence, your ability to guide them, your ability to coach them, your ability to facilitate. These are going to be the core skills that AI maybe can do, but it's not the same. That we need that human touch, at least until now. But just your role is just to give a lecture and expect the students to listen to you and that's it. No, because AI at this period of time and even increasing in the future, most lecturers or most academics will not have the same amount of knowledge and even the ability to explain or simplify things as AI can do, even at this current time. Of course, there are always going to be someone superior, but I would argue maybe 99% of teachers and lecturers do not have the same knowledge, definitely not the same knowledge, but even the ability to simplify things and the variety of ways of simplifying things. So we, as academics, because I'm also kind of an educator also, we have to relook at our role. What is our role in the present and in the future? And one way to start is embrace AI. It's not going to disappear. And I'm not being, don't be naive about it. Just try to embrace and figure out what can it do. Play with it, because it's not going to go away. Just like the computer has not gone away, the internet has not gone away. These technologies come and they make a huge impact. So we have to find ways to utilize it. In short, we have to find ways to work together. And there are ways to work together. Now, I'm excited about this. I'm so excited about this because this allows an academic or an educator, not to sit down and in front of the computer writing stuff all the time. No, we can have the AI technology there. Now we can go and engage with the people, engage with the research, and engage with everything around us. And we can do so many things more. It's so exciting than just sitting in front of a lab or sitting in front of a computer, writing out for hours and hours and hours. Even on research, they can crunch the numbers. We do the research, AI will crunch the numbers. But then again, we have to become good communicators. We have to become good motivators. We have to become good at encouraging. We have to become good leaders. We have to be good collaborators. We have to be good facilitators, coaches. So all these skills need to be reinforced and re-emphasized and maybe relearn. And so that is where we have to go ahead. And we should not be scared with AI, because AI is going to be here whether we like it or not. But we have to find ways to go around it and work with it and make it a better place for you and for me and for the students and for the workers and anyone using AI. Okay, I hope that this presentation has given you some insights on what conversational AI is and what AI voice chats can do. And I hope you can find ways to use it for your own productivity, for your own creativity, for your own teaching, for your own learning, and so on. And with that, I would like to say I'm sorry if I did anything wrong. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. And inshallah, Allah will reward us for you, for listening, for me, for sharing. And inshallah, you can benefit from this. And with that, I would like to say, wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.